still the 31st of October, but we've moved from the confines of my back lawn to the field of a colleague. And here they've actually got the solar system laid out, so that in the bit of panning that you've seen Jupiter, you've seen Earth, and importantly the Sun. Now the reason for moving to this field is that we can get the inner solar system out and show the position of the comet in relation to the planets and to the Sun. Now there's more than one comet going around the Sun at the moment, and one that we haven't paid any attention to so far is Encke. Now that is a smaller comet, mainly rock and with very little gas coming from it. There's still a little, and it does have a bit of a tail which is mainly composed of particulates, the dust from the comet. Now interestingly, it still has a retinue of ships around it, and the white crosses that you see around the comet, this is the head of the comet there, these are actual ships in attendance, so to speak. And the particular species that these ships belong to are what we call the Geoffs, or the galactic intelligent life forms, different species to the one that's associated with Ison. Now, the real comet that we're interested in and what we're going to be following, partly in this field now where we've got much more space, is Ison. And Ison is over here. So my colleague Nigel Hughes has been plotting this out over the past week, and he picked it up when it was a little way from the Sun about a week ago. And at that time the end of the comet was here with the tail streaming away from the Sun. And as the comet has been coming in, and during October it was travelling at something like 86,000 miles an hour, but gathering speed as it got closer to the Sun, you can see that the tail in general is pointing away from the Sun. So the comet has come along, and at the present moment, today, it's about here with a nice tail forming, and I'm standing in it at the moment. Now, back on my back lawn, we looked at what was happening, and we now realize that the comet, in a sense, has this shield in front of it. So if this is the actual comet, and I put my hat over it, so to speak, that is the shield which is protecting the comet from the Sun's radiation. And so at this particular point, we've got the shield pointing towards the Sun with the tail coming back here. And from the rest of November, what's going to happen is that the comet is going to go around the Sun, but the shield will always be pointing towards the Sun and protecting the mining reserve, if you like, from the radiation of the Sun. And it'll be going around like this. Previously I demonstrated it with a pumpkin, but here we've got the actual magnetic hologram of the Sun to play with. And it's going around, all the shield always pointing at the Sun, and as we come out the other side, and the comet is now very close, it's travelling at something like 870 odd miles per hour, very fast indeed, and it gets a sort of slingshot effect, and it comes around, and as it comes out the other side, this is Mercury here, so I'm just passing Mercury, and it'll be coming out the other side with the shield still facing the sun, and the comet will then be going away more or less like this, the shield facing the sun, and off into the distance and passing Earth sometime, I think, in January.